guys, welcome to EduGame channel. In this video lecture, we are going to continue the solution. The subtopic that we are going to discuss, first one is the colligative property. Next, we'll discuss the relative lowering of vapor pressure, that is known as RLVP. Next, we'll discuss the elevation of boiling point. So here is a picture. You can see the graph is in between vapor pressure and temperature, where you can see that the solvent has a particular temperature after the addition of non-volatile solute. Okay, non-volatile, in the solute we are going to get the solution. So the solution will have a higher boiling point than its pure solvent. So a lot to know in this lecture. Without a doubt, let's start. So now let us discuss the colligative properties. So what is the statement says? Properties of the solution depend upon number of solute particle per unit volume are known as colligative properties. So it is important to note the number of solute particles present in the solution. So as we know that for any solution, there are many properties for any solution. So you can say that like solutions are homogeneous in nature, okay? And you can say that solution do not follow the scattering experiment, okay? So that means the particle cannot scatter the beam of light. And third point, you can say that the size of the solute particle is less than 1 nanometer. So there are many properties available for any solution, but there are few properties which only depends upon the number of solute particle present in the solution. Okay, so we can say that those properties which depends on number of particles present in the solution. Okay, so we are now concerned about those properties which depend upon the number of particle present. So those properties are known as colligative properties. So in the nature, there are 4 colligative properties which depends upon the number of particle present. Those are, first one, relative lowering of vapor pressure. In the short form, this is known as RLVP. Second one, elevation of boiling point. Third one, depression of freezing point. And the fourth one, osmotic pressure. So now we are going to discuss one by one in the lecture. So let us now discuss the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So as the name suggests, what happens? We are reducing the vapor pressure for the solution. Okay, how can we explain this RLVP? So let's take non-volatile solute. So if you'll add non-volatile solute in the solvent, what will happen? So this is our solvent, okay? Now add non-volatile solute. So this is our non-volatile solute. So as we already know that after adding the solute, so here we'll find out all the solute and solvents are present, okay? Now what will happen, as this solute particle is going to block the evaporation, okay? So there I can easily say that the vapor pressure of the solution is less than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Okay, so now if we'll use the Raoult's law, as we know that PA is equal to PA naught into XA. Here what are the components? Here PA naught is equal to vapor pressure of pure solvent. And what is XA? XA is the mole fraction of solvent. Okay, so as we already know that XA plus XB is equal to 1. So what I'm writing is XB is equal to, that is mole fraction of solute. Okay, now coming to this equation, this is the Raoult's law equation. So what I'm writing is PA is equal to PS. Okay, so vapor pressure of the pure solvent is always greater than the vapor pressure of the solution. Okay, now coming to this point, I can write PS, that is the solution vapor pressure, is equal to PA naught into XA. So little bit change I'm doing here, that is PA naught into, I can write 1 minus XB. So this is the PS form. So PS divided by PA naught is equal to 1 minus XB. Now uh, take this XB on the left hand side and this form on the right hand side. So what we'll get? We'll get XB is equal to 1 minus PS divided by PA naught. Okay. Now from this equation, what we'll get? XB is equal to PA naught minus PS divided by PA naught. Now what is this thing? So if we already know that PA naught is more than PS, that is partial pressure of the pure solvent is always greater than the partial pressure of the solution. So if I'll tell you the difference, so that is delta P, change in the partial pressure will be higher minus lower. So what I'm writing is PA naught minus PS. Okay. So this factor is known as lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. Now we need to calculate the relative lowering. So what I'm doing is XB, remember this is the mole fraction of the solute. So I'm writing XB, mole fraction of the solute, is equal to this form I can write, that is delta P from the here divided by PA naught. Okay. So this factor is known as RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. That is delta P divided by PA naught is equal to X. This is mole fraction of solute. Okay. And we can also use the formula mole fraction of solute is equal to, that is PA naught minus PS. This is the vapor pressure of the solvent divided by vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Okay. Now, as we have discussed, PA naught minus PS divided by PA naught is equal to mole fraction of solute. Okay. Now for dilute solution, mole fraction of solute can be given as W divided by M into capital M divided by W. This W is mass of solute. This M is molecular mass of solute. M is molecular mass of solvent. W is mass of solvent. Okay. So you can use this formula, that is vapor pressure of pure solvent minus vapor pressure of the solution divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent is equal to mole fraction of solute, or this expression. So now it's question time. So let us just try to solve this question. So I want you to pause this video and solve the question and let me know the answer in the comment section. Okay. So let us try to solve this. Vapor pressure of pure liquid is 25 degree centigrade, 100 millimeter is the pressure, and calculate the RLVP if the mole fraction of this solvent is given. Okay, so let us just write down the data. So delta P upon delta PA P naught is equal to X of solute, right? So but he has given the only solvent part, as we already know that X, mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent is equal to 1, right? So here he has given the mole fraction of solvent. So mole fraction of solvent is, this value is 0.8. So we can say that mole fraction of solute is equal to 0.2. This is 1 minus 0.8, right? So mole fraction of solute is 0.2. So this is your RLVP. So, and that is value is equal to 0.2. Okay. 0.22. This is the answer. Now question number 2. What weight of solute molecular mass 60 is required to dissolve in the 180 gram of water to reduce the vapor pressure 4/5 of pure water? So let us just write what are the data given. So here water is our solvent. Okay, so write down the data. That is vapor pressure of solution is equal to 4/5 of vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay, so we know the formula Pa naught minus vapor pressure of solution divided by vapor pressure of the pure solvent is equal to small w by m into capital M by bigger M. So this is the mole of solute and this is the mole of solvent. Okay, so just put the data values. What are the data value given? So Pa naught is equal to, so Pa naught minus Ps is 4/5 of Pa naught divided by Pa naught. Okay, and small w is, so this data is he is asking. So let's suppose this is X, again required to dissolve, and molecular mass is giving 60. For solvent part, molecular mass of water, that is 18, right? And weight of the solvent is given, that is 180. So X divided by 60 into 18 divided by 180. So solve this equation, that is Pa and Pa, they will cancel out. So the final result X will get 120 gram. That is weight of solute. Now let us discuss next colligative properties, that is elevation of boiling point. Elevation means increase in the boiling point. To explain this point, let us just discuss what is the meaning of boiling point. So boiling point is defined as it is the temperature where vapor pressure of the solvent is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Okay, now a point is, what is atmospheric pressure? As we know that atmospheric pressure is 1 atm, right? So we can say that that temperature where vapor pressure of the solvent is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So let us now look at this picture. This is the graph in between vapor pressure and temperature. So you can see that this is the pure solvent. Okay, so initially let us take the solvent. So I'm taking, this is the solvent. So this is the solvent and solvent molecules are there. Now this solvent molecule must have some temperature if it is in room temperature. So that temperature is some temperature like this. Consider this point as the room temperature. Okay, now what will happen if it will start boiling? So what will happen? So if it will start boiling, the vapor will form. Okay, so we can say that slowly as the temperature is going to rise. So from this point, if we'll say the temperature is increasing, so we can say that from this point, as the temperature increases, the pressure is going to increase. Okay, at some point of time we can say that the vapor pressure of this solvent is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So this is known as boiling point of the pure solvent. Okay, now add solute. So we are adding the solute part. This is the solute part. Okay, we are adding solute. So as we already discussed, the solute is going to reduce the vapor pressure. Okay, so we can say that after adding the solute, less number of vapor will form if these are the solute particle. So solute particle is going to block the evaporation, right? So we can say that after adding the solute, that will be your solution, right? At room temperature, the solution will have a particular temperature. Now we are going to heat this solution. So slowly it is going to rise the temperature, as well as the vapor pressure is going to increase. Okay, so after some point of time we will see that the vapor pressure is going to reach 1 atm. So that temperature is the boiling point of the solution. So I'm writing this is the boiling point of the solution. Okay, so this is the boiling point of solution. Now the difference created, this difference I am writing here delta TB. Okay, so delta TB is final temperature of the solution. So that is TB minus TB naught. So what are this TB? TB is the boiling point of solution and TB naught is boiling point of solvent. Okay. Now this delta TB is depend upon the concentration of the solute added. So we can say that any concentration term which is independent of the temperature, so that term is the molality. So delta TB is directly proportional to the molality. So I am writing delta TB is equal to, removing this proportionality factor, Kb into M, where M is molality. Okay, where Kb is called molal elevation constant, or it is also known as ebullioscopic constant. Okay, now delta TB is equal to Kb, this is a constant term, into molality. So if we'll change this molality in terms of solute and solvent, we can write delta TB is equal to Kb into mass of solute divided by molecular mass of solute into 1000 into molecular mass of solvent, okay, in gram. So these points are, this is mass of solute, this is molecular mass of solute. So let us try to solve the question. Just pause this video and try it by yourself. Okay, so the boiling point of pure acetone is this, when this much of the compound is dissolved in 10 gram of the acetone. Okay, so he is given the boiling point of pure solvent. So we can write TB B naught is equal to 56.38. Okay, again another boiling point is given 56.88. So I'm writing TB, boiling point of the solution is 56.88. Okay, now datas are also given, this is Kb also given. So we know that delta T is equal to TB minus TB naught is equal to Kb into molality. So putting all these equation, Tb is given as 56.88 minus Tb naught is 56.38 is equal to Kb is given, that is 1.72 into molality is molecular mass of solute, 0.707 divided by molecular mass of the solute component that we don't know, okay, into 1000 divided by, that is 10 gram. Okay, now if we'll solve this, we will get W as 243.2 grams. Okay, so that is the